Welcome to The Actor's Choice, where the actors and actresses have a chance to talk about themselves and their careers. Join us now for the next hour as we explore the marvelous industry of acting by actors and actresses from today's exciting show business world. And now, direct from Hollywood, here's your host, Ron Brewington.
Hi, everybody. I'm Ron Brewington, and welcome to The Actor's Choice. Roll it, Tony.
I was making a documentary on gang intervention. One of our subjects, Slim, was arrested for first-degree murder. There were a lot of things that didn't really add up that made me investigate the justice system as well as the evidence. I wound up with the murder book and all the pretrial evidence. I realized there were things that were never submitted in court and that Slim would probably never get that seen. There's DNA that never was looked at, surveillance tapes, witnesses that never testified that could potentially exonerate Slim. I felt this incredible.
Ladies and gentlemen, my first guest today is an award-winning director, producer, and owner. She has directed and produced several short documentaries, promos, TV specials, and music videos. She's also worked in production on feature films. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Nikki Hevesy. Greetings, Nikki, and welcome to The Actor's Choice.
Hi, glad to be here. Thank you for bringing me on.
That doc that I just saw, that just people, when people say doc, that documentary,
Yeah.
I saw one last night on O.J. Simpson, and I'm saying to myself, these documentaries, these are super. A lot of work and time goes into it. Is that correct?
Oh my gosh. Well, the one that you showed, I didn't know you were going to show that first, so I'm glad you did. It's actually a project. It's one of the projects. I direct theater as well as film and, other all kinds of projects. But that particular thing, I've been working intermittently for several years. So it's sort of like The Making of a Murderer, where they worked on that for 12 years. I've been working on it that long. but because that sort of came to me, that particular project was something that I didn't seek out. It kind of sought me. And, I think I told you when we spoke, I come from a background directing musicals and comedy. And then all of a sudden I wind up with this murder book from this documentary of this guy we were following, who was arrested for and convicted of first-degree murder. And as months evolved, I realized that he was likely wrongfully convicted. So what do you do? So I always look for opportunities where we can use the power of media and the medium and the gifts that we have to make a difference in the world. And so I basically decided to turn this into a true crime docuseries. I've been working on it for several years in between things, because I've been prioritizing sort of the legal, making sure we don't interfere with stuff. And it's kind of coming to a conclusion now. So we're taking it out. And I was at Real Screen last week. I think I did 100 meetings in 4 days. 100 meetings in 4 days, from 7 in the morning till 11 at night. And we're looking to get it set up now and get it completed. So, and the purpose, what I'm hoping, is to raise awareness of some of the issues that are going on in the criminal justice system, especially with Black male incarceration, which everybody already knows about, but through this one individual story, to take a look at not just the journey of what is our responsibility, but also looking at the criminal justice system through this individual story, and hopefully help him in the process. Sorry, that was a long answer.
Well, that's okay. That's a lot of information you just put out there. There are people out there in the audience looking at what and listening to what you're saying, and they just got a good one. I hope they were taking notes. So I tell them, take notes.
Yeah, the project is called Inside Justice,
Yes.
Getting out, and I got in way over my head, but it's been really an interesting and wonderful journey. So yeah.
Who said you got in over your head? Who said that? What's his name?
well, I'm not a lawyer. I wish I was. If I was a lawyer, the guy would be out of prison already, So, you can accumulate evidence, you can have all this stuff, but then having to get it in the right way. So I think right now we're just looking to get the finishing funds, get it set up at a network or streamer or possibly Audible, and help bring that to a conclusion, because it's all there now.
It's all there now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's go back a ways. Where were you born at?
Okay, so I grew up in New York City.
Yay!
Yeah, in Manhattan,
Yay!
Upper West Side.
Yes.
And across the street, actually, from Lincoln Center and Juilliard. So so growing up, sort of theater is in your blood, arts are, I mean, it's just your life, really.
Mm-hmm.
You cut school and go to Broadway shows, so it's a different world than LA. And so that was sort of, where I was raised. My mom worked in kind of the business aspect of entertainment and had a lot of big clients that she would help stuff with their fans and getting them going with fan clubs and fan mail answering services and PR stuff and all of that. So I sort of grew up around that. And
sounds like someone who goes downtown and get a hot dog, some pretzels, maybe.
Oh yeah, Italian ices, New York
Italian
pizza,
ices,
all that good stuff. Anyways, and then I when I was in college, I took a couple years off college and traveled around the country in this sort of street theater group. We were performing on college campuses, and then wound up in San Francisco and finished my undergrad stuff there, but also started a theater company there that I ran. We did a lot of musicals, large scale productions, and at the same time was working on my degree in directing and working at other places around, like Berkeley Rap, assistant directing a lot of the theaters in the Bay Area.
Did you say degree or degrees? Because you went to USC, you did a lot of different.
A lot of degrees, yeah.
Oh yeah,
I taught for about 10 years at different universities here. I taught acting and directing, and I have an undergraduate degree in theater and communications. I also have a degree in theology and biblical lit, and then I have a graduate degree in directing from USC. And I was in both the theater school and the cinema arts film school. I was sort of a hybrid. I think I'm the only student that ever did that. But yeah, so that was, I had done a lot of theater before I went back to grad school. So so that's degrees. That's what I mean.
Okay.
I don't know how much degrees help you in entertainment, honestly. I mean,
good on a piece of paper.
Good, right.
Gives you quality.
It's great if you want to teach, which I did do for 10 years. I taught at different universities and colleges, between projects.
Okay.
But in terms of the industry, it's about the relationships, and it's about the relationships and the talent, and mostly the relationships, which you can get a lot of at USC, right?
Right, a lot of USC. So you made that move from Manhattan. You came out here to California, and here you are in Hollywood. What did that mean, and what did that do for you?
Yeah, well, I was, like I said, I was directing a theater company in San Francisco, and it kind of grew too big too fast, and so the board of directors, we needed to scale back a lot, and I at the time was realizing I really wanted to learn working on camera too, so I came to LA for that, and hadn't really done stuff on sets or camera before, so I think my first job was like I was a stand-in for Melanie Griffith or something next to Brian De Palma. I'm like, I need to learn this. So I decided the best way to do that would be to try to do acting for a few months and to do that. And it's funny because it wasn't really,
makes the money.
Well, it wasn't really my career pursuit. Of course I had studied acting over the years and done that as a kid, but so I just so I did that. I got an agent, I got a commercial agent and a SAG card, and just did that for a few months to kind of learn how things worked in film and TV, and then got a job as an art department coordinator on this Amityville, one of the versions of Amityville movie, where I was doing the budgeting and scheduling, and that's when I was like, okay, I need to finish my MFA, and so then I went back to USC and did that, and then after college, after school, I was looking to try to direct a handful of sitcoms.
Yes.
And then I thought, I'll do that, and then the rest of the time I'll do things that are a little more, in a director in sitcom, you don't have a lot of control over the content unless you're the pilot director. Right. So but it's a great job to have if you can get it. So I was very fortunate and blessed to. After I left school, the last season of Seinfeld, to be on that show several times with Andy Ackerman, who was kind of like a mentor as an observing director, and go with Jimmy Burrows and all his pilots and be on different shows every week. And I did get slated to direct several different shows, none of which you would have heard of because they all got canceled before my episode came up.
Gotcha. Okay.
So then they moved me to a new show, but it was really a fantastic experience. And then I, as unscripted TV came in, I also started doing documentary stuff. And
let me throw a few names out there. Joel Zwick.
Joel Zwick. Oh yeah. He was gosh, what show was he on? I was on several shows. One called, I think, Guys Like Us, and some of the some of the stuff that was over at Warner Brothers with Michael Warren, and so yeah, he was one of the people that I was sort of trailing. I mean, so many people. It's like it was staggering how many shows and how many people were so generous with their time.
Okay.
And I guess I feel like, if people aren't generous with their time or kind, I don't really need to be around them. It's like life is too short.
Okay.
And I know people have different views. Sometimes you have to deal with difficult people.
Right.
But if you don't have to, it'd be better to be in a situation that's copacetic,
Got you. We only got a few moments left. Tony, can you run that second video for us to see what it looks like?
Oh, sure. This is a project we're in post-production on right now. It's a short film.
Uh-huh.
I think that's what you're showing. We're just finishing up color on it.
I have a second chance. I just did 13 years in federal prison.
Oh, that's not the one. I thought you were showing that. I don't know what that is. Oh, that's something different.
But
that's over though, so.
Okay.
That's the same project. I think we're going to show A Year to Life.
Yeah.
So I'm currently in production. That's the same project we just spoke about.
Yeah.
I'm currently in production on a short film called A Year to Life that we filmed during COVID in Watts, and based on a true story dealing with youth at risk. And so we're getting ready to finish up color on that and take that out to film festivals. And we're just in the middle of doing the music and the color.
Okay.
It's a great project.
How many projects do you have now that you're doing?
Right now, I have several things. So I'm finishing a post on the short film I just talked about called A Year to Life. The long-term documentary that you just saw, which that's ongoing until we get that set up, which is called Inside Justice. I'm attached to direct a feature film right now called Life Like That Anne Marie Gillen, who did like Fried Green Tomatoes and Ron Morgan Freeman's company, she's the lead producer on that. I did a page one rewrite on that I was hired to do during COVID and attached to direct it. And then there are some other projects that are in earlier stages of development, a theatrical musical that I'm looking at with somebody right now, and some things that are kind of, once those other things are off the plate, I'll be doing that. So 3 major projects right now that are in development and production. Yeah.
Okay. How can you be contacted? A person who wants to have you work for them, how do they contact you?
Oh, nikkilh@gmail.com. That's my personal email. Or people can text me. I don't have any issue giving out my phone number. It's 310-207-6095. And I always look to be involved in projects where we can have an impact on culture and society that make a difference, but also are entertaining and high quality. And
okay. We're coming out of time right now, but there's a couple of things. We have a picture of you working on the set. Here you are out there with some equipment on, working on the set.
You do? Where'd you get the
number
picture?
13. Huh?
Yeah. Okay. I don't know what you're going to pull up.
Okay. There we go. Yeah. Thank you, Tony.
Oh my gosh. That was a documentary I was doing like 10 years ago. 9 years ago. That's Jim O'Keefe, who is he actually teaches cinematography at USC on the right, and I think that's my sound designer on the left. The picture's tiny. I can't see it.
Okay.
But yeah, so that was a project we worked on together, a documentary called Violence Disrupted, and sort of how I got involved in some of the other projects.
Okay. Tell us about what is Through the Glass.
So I have 2 companies I work with. Through the Glass Productions is my company where we develop projects, and that's kind of the banner I do projects under for TV, theater, and film. And then I also sort of VP of media strategy for a group called Artists for Community Transformation Hollywood, which is a nonprofit when we're doing things that are a little more socially conscious, where we're doing things to have an impact and use that to both train people, mentor people, and raise funds as well.
Okay. You've won a bunch of awards, I'm told.
I won a lot of awards, some awards, not, I don't know, some different awards. Yeah. Some different, I did a documentary project for a network called PAX TV, aired on PAX TV called Join Together. It was on interfaith marriages, and that won several awards. I don't even remember which ones now. I think when I had Telly Award and a full cinema, I'd have to look at my resume. I don't remember the names of the awards, but it won a bunch of awards. And then I also did a a project on scholars, something called the Harvey Fellow Scholars. That was a documentary that also won several awards, and it was people in sort of fields and areas that there were a very, very, very small presence there that were sort of pioneering in areas. And and what else? I don't know what other awards I won. A few different awards on different projects. Yeah.
Got a lot of things going for you, lady. Got a lot of things.
Oh, thank you.
Unfortunately, we
want to make a difference, want to use our art and our talent. And so, yeah.
We have to bring you back. We ran out of time, but we'll bring you back again because I want to hear some more about what's it like out there on the line when you're actually producing a movie, telling a story.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, but it's fun. You have the good people working with you. Yeah.
I can tell by your attitude, you really like what you're doing.
Yeah. Well, thank you for having me on, and I look forward to coming back sometime.
You bet you. Thank you so much for being here with us today, for showing us the craft that you've done over the years. Continued success. We want to wish you. Definitely.
Thank you. Okay. All right. Bye-bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nikki Hevesy.
Hevesy, yeah.
Okay. This is the Actor's Choice. I'm your host, Ron Brewington. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we want to let you know that we're asking our people who work with us to help us get former baseball player Kirk Flood into the Baseball Hall of Fame. Kirk passed away January 20th, 1997. Husband of one of our wonderful guests, renowned actress Judy Pace. All you got to do is give us a call at our office, 213-349-3941. That's 213-349-3941. We sincerely thank each and every one of you for being a part of this magnificent award for a great baseball player. Okay. Roller Tony. Ladies and gentlemen, how many of you have ever thought about getting a career in broadcasting? This is probably the last time I'm going to be asking you this time around. As you can see, there's a lot of glitz and glitter in the business, and say to yourself, hey, I can do that. Well, just so you know, I've been in the business myself over 30 years. And do I like it? I love it. I don't like it. I love it. I teach broadcasting at Santa Monica College in a course called Media 13. That's broadcasting, announcing, production 2 days a week. The course is online, which makes it a little bit easier for you. So for more information, give me a call at 323-533-1036. That's 323-533-1036. Okay, give it a try. You'll be glad what you did. Oh, and we still have openings for the class. So here's what I say to end this. Do you want to get into broadcasting? That's the question that I lay on you. Okay, thank you. Roll it, Tony.
Hey, great, Molly's here.
How you doing, Uncle Liam?
It's good to see you for
Thanksgiving.
This is gonna be good.
A time to gather with people we love.
Break out the vittles and break out the pipes.
The Monahans.
How's it going to school?
A family.
3.7 GPA.
3.7, that's excellent.
Do better. Let me get you a drink.
Separated by pride.
Mr. Judgmental here.
Mr. Judgmental here graduated top of his class.
Divided by prejudice.
Cassandra and I are getting married.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are very honored today with the presence of a husband and wife couple who are well known in this business. Now, you just saw award-winning actress, writer, director, and singer with a career spanning stage and screen. You just saw some of her work. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Rachael Meyers. Rachel, thank you so much for being here on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Wouldn't have it no other way. Who's that handsome young man standing next to you? Who is that guy?
That is my husband right there, Mr. Bryan McKinley.
All right. Hi, Bryan.
Hello.
Roll it, Tony. Roll it, Tony. He's going to roll something on you.
If I knew you were coming, I'd have baked a cake, baked a cake, baked a cake. If I knew you were coming, I'd have baked a cake. How'd you do, how'd you do, how'd you do? Had you dropped me a letter, I'd have hired a band, grandest band in the land. Had you dropped me a letter, I'd have hired a band and spread the welcome mat for you. Oh, I don't know where you came from, 'cause I don't know where you've been. But it really doesn't matter. Grab a chair and fill your platter and dig, dig, dig right in.
Your publicist got that video to me late, about 1 o'clock this morning. and I had already set up what I was going to put on. But when I saw that, I said to myself, "Self, put that on the air. If you don't put nothing else on the air, tell us a story about that, please. Well, there's a story behind that."
I hand that over to you. This is your brainchild, so.
Yeah. Well, I've been directing for a long time, and the DP that I work with all the time, Will Carnahan. We were talking one day, and we were like, well, you know, we should do some sort of a spec commercial together, because I just didn't have any commercial work on my reel. It's like, okay, well, I'll write something, and you know, Bryan is a chef, and I'm the baker in the family, and our anniversary was coming up. And so I wrote this little spec commercial, and literally the three of us shot it in our kitchen on our anniversary. And yeah, put it together.
Have you put it up for an award?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to say, that's beautiful.
Thank you.
So, my favorite I hate to say this, but my favorite four-letter word is idea. Everything is idea. You guys know what I'm talking about. Ideas. Everything starts with the idea. And that's an idea. And you write it, do what you have to do, put it together, practice, do what you do, and bam, there was that movie. That was great. That was great.
And it's, as long as we've known each other too, she keeps surprising me, because when she presented this idea, she's like, okay, so it's going to be like a food fight. But she's like, you know, I'm going to hit you in the face with a frying pan. I'm like, okay, I'm okay with that. And then you're going to tag me in the face with a rolling pin. And I'm like, we're going to lose some people. Like, I can't hit you with a rolling pin. And she says, no. So we found like all these foam rubber props that, you know, have the impact and the movie magic and whatever. And she stood off, like, kind of just held it this far off camera and hit herself in the head with it. And magically it looks like I'm chucking it at her. So, but I'm always on Team Rachel, but sometimes I'm like, how is this going to work? And she just already knows. So like, I'm in good hands.
All I can say is, bam, she loves me. Bam, she loves me not. Bam, she loves me not.
Yeah, it's very Looney Tunes.
Yep. Too much.
Welcome to our home.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. I had already pulled, we always pull video so people can see what you do, the work you do. And I found Highway 15, because both of y'all wrote that. Or at least, I'm sorry, Rachel, you wrote it.
Very much.
And then when she brought that bacon, had to go with that. Okay. Rachel, you did back in, let's see, you did a movie back in, where I put that information from? Let me see, you did a movie that came out at an early time. Bryan, you did Happy Killers.
Yep.
And you did Robot. Rachel, you did the Robot.
Here's the thing. Here's a pretty fun fact for you, Ron.
Yes.
That's not actually me. It was on my IMDb page, and I've been asking them to take it off because it wasn't me. So I have the credit in the movie, but just on IMDb, it's some other Rachael Meyers out there. Yeah, it's listed as my first credit ever.
Yes.
On IMDb, but that was before I. Right. Yes. No, and I appreciate that, but it's somebody else out there.
You know, it would be nice, and let's be real about it. It would be nice if we had a telephone number to IMDb.
I know, right?
There's no telephone number.
No, there's not.
Is there an email?
No, you have to submit a request online, and I've done a couple of them, but it just hangs on. So I'm like, okay, I'll hang on to Robot. I'll hang on to it.
I don't want to say that. I don't get no trouble with IMDb. Bryan, you did Happy Killers. That was your first IMDb.
Yes, yeah. So it was a short that a friend of mine, Jaime, had put together, and it was meant to look like a bunch of nefarious characters, like dressed all in black, and the way it was shot, like we kind of were pursuing one another. So it looks like it could be assassins or whatever else, and then it turns out like they're all heading to the same like audition, and there was like this kind of mass cattle call for these people at the same, so we all end up outside kind of saying our lines to ourselves in our heads or whatever. But it was that was the one that broke the seal. So yeah, that was the first one.
How did you guys get into this business, Rachel?
You know, my mom and Dad have always told me that I've been singing since I was about, this big, which is big, because if you see me in real life, Ron, I'm actually 6'2.5". So there will be some people that debate that I was ever this big, but evidently I came out of the womb singing. And it just kind of took it from there. They put me in this little pre-kindergarten, preschool music school. And then I started doing, little children's productions around locally in Oklahoma City. And just, they couldn't stop me, just kept going.
Wow.
Yeah.
You came here today, the both of you, for a reason. The reason was, you ready on this one, Tony? You ready? Stand by. Here we go. Let me in. Let me in. What do they call it? A darkish comedy. Tell us about it. Synopsis. Anybody? You guys are in it, co-starring in it, right?
Yep. An ensemble. It's the two of us, and then Jorge Garcia has been just a delight to work with, and it's a really beautiful story, and it's the premise of it is set around something a little, or the setting is something that could be like exclusively sad, but there's a lot of laughter, there's loss, there's love, there's loyalty. It's like all the L's, but it's a really good journey of smiles and cries.
Wow. You both appear. Director Bryan Thayer. Is it Thayer?
Yes, Brent Thayer.
Yeah. Okay. Producer DSC Productions and Theater Planners.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Got some good people out there doing the job for you.
Yeah.
Location, Theater 68 Complex. We'll come back to that in a little bit. Now, you got some performances set on Saturday at 8 p.m. and Sundays at 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. Is that correct? Just a weekend
show?
Okay.
Correct.
Right.
It's a 6-week run, so we'll be going until April 2nd.
Okay, so you can be doing other things while you're doing this play. My goodness. We got a couple of videos. Your publicist, Lucy Pollock, sent this to me. Tony, you ready with that first one? And he's going to roll. Oh, there it is.
Should get a kick out of all our faves coming together in one room. Damn. You look.
They gave me this one about 1 o'clock this morning.
Oh, wow. Hot off the presses.
Oh, yeah. I was up late today. So when I finish my show, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bed. Go back to bed.
Hey-o.
Well deserved.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. Now, there's a third person in here in this Jorge Garcia.
Yes.
Yes.
And what is his role? What does he do?
Jorge plays a beat cop called Officer Hamilton Steele III. And he interrupts me making a ton of noise trying to get Bobby out of his bedroom. He's locked himself in. I'm trying to get him out because we have to go to a funeral. And so Officer Hamilton Steele III comes in and is like, lady, you got to keep it down.
Okay.
And he's great. He brings so much humor and he's so much fun to work with. It's different every time we do it. It's awesome. Yeah.
How long is the play?
I think we're
90
running
minutes.
Yeah.
Repeat that again.
Oh, 90
90 minutes.
90 minutes. Okay. All right. That's okay. All right.
No intermission, straight through. And the great thing, the thing that I really love about this pace too, is that it all happens in real time. So, lights up, everything that happens in that 90 minutes is happening within that window of time. As opposed to we cut to another day or like a week later or a month or whatever else. It's like from one moment to the next, it's all happening in that space of time.
Wow. I have a question for both of you. Who would like to take it first? Lady first, gentleman first?
Ladies first.
Okay. What excites you the most about this play?
Oh, the fact that we have a leading lady with so much humor and freedom and drive, and just, she dominates a male-driven industry, and she doesn't take no for an answer, and so much spunk and humor and sass, and it's so liberating to do this and to originate the role. So to just be able to put elements of me into it and just have fun. And there's not a character like her. I'm really excited.
Do you know this particular character personally?
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, look.
Okay. A little bit.
Brian, same question to you, sir. What excites you the most about this play?
Sure. Well, underneath where it says a darkish comedy, it also says probably most likely based on true events. It's a very generous telling by Bryn, in that there is a generous amount of honesty. And then there's a beautiful amount of imagination that kind of stitches this fabric together to kind of bring what she's very much experienced and how she wants to tell the story, and brought that together. And as we've learned and as we've gone through the rehearsal process, she's revealed a lot to us that she's personally experienced. And it's been a beautiful thing to be a part of. And the fact that we're trusted with these most intimate of people in her lives. She had written a great deal of this before we had all gotten together. And it's interesting to see someone who's written what I've now discovered is probably the most accurate representation of me. And it just, I'm chatty, but I can also be introspective, and I can, there's all these different parts of my personality. Bobby Hawk has just been a vehicle to kind of tell that truth also. So not everyone gets to meet the real me. And I think Bobby's a good way to kind of introduce them with a little bit of, it's the sugar cube with the medicine. It's like, like, here's me, but like, we'll call him Bobby for the moment. So, but it's been a lot of fun.
Being actors and being married together, what's that like?
It's great.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah.
No, but it actually really is. It's nice to have somebody that knows what you're going through.
Totally.
Yes.
Yeah.
Indeed. Now, I understand you'll be at Theater 68 Arts Complex down in North Hollywood.
Very newly renovated. They when we were scouting for locations, we walked in and they had stripped it pretty much down to the studs. And so they have now the Rosalie Theater that we're in, the Beckett, and then the Emerson. And I believe ours is the largest capacity of, and it seats close to 77, maybe 80. Mm-hmm. And then there's the Emerson, which is more 50, and I think the Beckett is a little more intimate still. But they've made these gorgeous black box, but they also have kind of auditorium style seating where you've got quite a bit of space. So there's not a bad seat in the house. And the ceilings are super high, and our set designer is like literally just built a home on that stage, and it's a New York apartment, so the real estate's pretty tight, as it should be. But we've got it's so many props and so much life in that set that it makes it a lot easier to live up there than to have to we don't have to suspend our disbelief, so it'll make it that much easier for the audience to go on that journey as well.
Okay. Tony, you got that? Can you roll that other tape for us, please? Oh. There it is.
She's out of the pocket. She scrambles. She hesitates. She throws. It's a miracle they did. Oh, he scored!
And now a word from our sponsors, Ooey Thins, the Super Bowl of snacks. Unlike people, no expiration date, ever.
You guys are something else. Wow. Thank you, Tony. Thank you very, very much. Can you put up that picture of Theater 68 Complex so people can see what it looks like? Like you said, it's a brand new, it looks good on the outside and in the inside, and doing real well. Again, there's a telephone number, I'm told, 818-691-3001. And you're going to come on starting February 25th. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
This Saturday.
Is there going to be any early showings before you actually run again? Get a run?
We have one invited preview on Friday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like a winner.
But official on the 25th, and good news is we're sold out for opening night already. So yeah, that was a treat to hear. So
okay, COVID-19 protocol.
We've
Masks
got
are encouraged.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. There it is. Thank you, Tony. There's the complex. There it is. That's what you're looking at, ladies, and on Lancashire Boulevard. It's out there and a good place to go out and have a good time on a Saturday or Sunday. Go see that play, would you please? And I want to thank the both of you for coming down here, Rachel and Bryan. I most sincerely thank you both for being our guests today. We thoroughly enjoyed your presence. And please give our thanks to our favorite, I said again, our favorite publicist. You know that lady, Lucy Pollock, that lady. I'll be talking to her later today. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us on.
Thank you, Ron.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Ladies and gentlemen, Rachael Meyers and Bryan McKinley. Thank you. Thank you. Peace. Peace. It's the Actor's Choice. I'm your host, Ron Brewington. Roll it, Tony. Ladies and gentlemen, for more information about the TAC Roku channel, please call us at 213-349-3941. That's 213-349-3941. Okay? Thank you. Roll it, Tony. Ladies and gentlemen, our next guest today is a superstar. Now, this gentleman had an idea back in 1997 he called it the Giving Back Corporation. And that's what he's done. He's put a lot into it. And through the years, he's helped dozens and dozens and dozens of young people to get a chance to go to school and get an education where they can become lawyers, teachers, and many, many other professions. Oh, by the way, I should mention that our guest is an award-winning writer, actor who has over 100 film, TV, and stage credits. Like they say in the business, oh, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ken Sagoes. Ken, thank you so much for coming out today.
Thank you, man. Thank you. And I come to you with some great news, man. Some great news.
My goodness. By the way, just so you know, even though you didn't hear the video, the sound on the video, we'll send you a copy. You'll hear it then. Yeah.
All right.
Now, what's the good news, sir? What's the good news?
Is that as to celebrate Black History Month.
Yes, sir.
We're going to have our annual lip singing musical review. And it's where we teach the youth to become the legends of yesterday, such as Lena Horne, Gladys Knight, Al Green, Barry White. We dress them up and it becomes a concert. And this is what's so unique about it. Crenshaw High School have a brand new multi-million-dollar performing arts center. What? And this will be the first thing on their stage. And we also going to have two kids from Crenshaw that's going to do Jerry Butler. This just came in, Jerry Butler and Brenda Lee Eggert. Brenda heard about it and she's going to be there to see this young person portray her. And we're going to give her some roses. Now, the other thing that's going to happen is that we are going to give homage to some of our most popular films, acting ensemble, such as the Negro Ensemble Company, the New Federal Theater, the Inner City Cultural Center, Marla Gill's Crossroads. We're going to give homage to August Wilson, to Bill Richards, to Ruby Dee. All of them. What is so beautiful about this, on this stage, our young people of tomorrow is going to be portraying our legendary historical people who paved the way for them. And by the way, none of them knew who they were, but they know who they are now because they're going to be portraying them. And to top it off, we're going to have a short film, A Secret Weapon, that has won over 225 film festival awards. Why this story is so important is because it's based on the Children Crusade in 1963. Most people don't know that it was children who gave the power back to the civil rights movement. It was children who came to the rescue of Dr. King, Reverend Fred Shuttleworth, all those people, and gave the power back. This is what this movie is about. This year is the 60th anniversary of it. So we're going to give you a little bit of Broadway, a little bit of vaudeville, a little bit of Vegas, and a film all in one for 2 hours. It is family friendly. It had senior friendly. By the way, a lot of seniors are coming on buses because they want to see this. And Ron, on a serious note, most people don't know about this brand new theater. If we don't show notice that we love the arts in our community, they will take it away. This is a brand new little Broadway on the campus of Crenshaw High School. It's a multi-million-dollar theater. It's the Dorley Chandler right here. So we got to come and support this. We got to see people there. And I think it's so wonderful that young people portraying the legends of yesterday, Miss Ruby Dee, giving homage to Lorraine Hansberry, to Ron Milner, to all these great people who paved the way for us. And they're going to be the first on that stage going. And Miss Brenda Lee Egger herself is going to be there with words from Mr. Jerry Butler, wishing them well for these young people who's going to give back in a very, very, very special way. And by the way, all the funds, 100% goes to the Giving Back Scholarship Fund, where we have put over 700 kids through college and sent more than 500 camp during the summer. So this is a wonderful giving back. It's right there in the community. And it's, you know what? It has the prices of 1963.
And what is that exactly?
And it's going to be Saturday, February the 25th at 2 p.m. We have it at 2 p.m. so you can come watch the show and be home before it gets dark.
And how much are tickets?
Tickets are $25. But $25. And for children, high schoolers, is $10. Elementary school kids is $5.
Okay.
We want our young people to see our history. What better way to show our history is through children. Through children portraying the legends of yesterday. I'm telling you, it's going to knock you out. Knock you out.
You started this. What made you get into this?
Because, you know, Ron, I am who I am because the Dick Anthony Williams, the Miss Ruby Dee, the Miss Virginia Capers gave back to me.
Yes.
And their payment was, you give back to them. And so I wanted to give our legends their roses before they left. I don't like talking about their roses when they have gone.
Right.
So I've been able to honor all these people, for Miss Juanita Moore, for Mr. Brock Peters. Their last appearance was with this event. Yes. And so to have their spirits on this stage,
yes,
is wonderful. And all the proceeds, Giving Back is a nonprofit organization. I founded in 1997 with a $67 unemployment check. You know? And so I look at it now that we have doctors, lawyers, all of them are coming back. By the way, there's a young man that's flying in from Champaign, Illinois.
Okay.
Be a part of this event who has a PhD. Who was one of the scholarship recipients.
Tell us that number again. How many people have you gotten an education for?
More than 700.
Ooh.
More than 700. You know what? I don't have Coca-Cola. I don't have Pepsi-Cola. I don't have Nike. I don't have all of them. I do this from my heart and from the people who support me. And I make sure that the young people get their education. We send them letters, and I make them thank the people who took the time to buy them a book. You see, don't say I can't help. Buy a book. They still need a book. Yeah. And we're working on it, and we're going to continue to make it happen.
Wow. Can you go, Tony, to number 46 for just a moment? Here's a copy of the 15th annual, thank you, sir, the 15th annual GBC event, 2014. Folks, I got to tell you something. Now, I'll let him tell you, of course, why we have missed out on also the food that goes along with this event that you do. But this is one. Please tell us what happened over the last couple of years.
What happened on the last couple of years is because of COVID, we couldn't do it. But I did not, one year, not give out at least 10 scholarships every year. I did not. Because I felt that I had to, because a lady told me when I was 17, who was walking in the streets collecting money in a fruit jar. And when we found out why she was doing it, she said it's because we've got to help these children get an education. Didn't get a chance to thank her, Ron, but I am thanking her by continuing what she instilled in me. I'm thanking Dick Anthony Williams by what he instilled in me, by Mr. Brock Peters and all of those that came before, Mr. Ed Cambridge, all of those who built something inside of me. And that's in this Marla gift. That's why we're giving a special honor to her and Miss Bill Richards on that stage.
Ooh, education. I teach, as you know, I teach over at Santa Monica College and trying to get these young men and women to go to school, go out there. And we have a thing that I throw at them, 3 E's: education, exposure, and experience. Those are the 3 E's you got to get at to make a success out of yourself, out here in the world. You got to do that.
And just so you know, I know I have to go. Just so you know, these young people did not know who these people were. They didn't know, but they know now.
They know now.
What? One of the most beautiful things is that one of them came to me last week and said, "Mr. Sagoes, I've been doing some research on these people. I didn't know they exist."
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Here's a photograph that was taken when you honored Margaret Avery. Oh yeah, number 47. Yeah, she's no longer there. There you go. We had a video that came along with that, but that was our good friend Cynthia Busby. She put that. She gave it to us. Unfortunately, we couldn't write it for some odd reason. But that's a still picture of the people who would come out and honor every year that you would do this. All those
legends.
All them people, all them folks. You know, and all the food. Don't forget the food. The food was great. Food was great. I'm looking forward to doing it. When you get back to that again, I'm definitely looking for that. Definitely.
I have to have it. I have to have it back. I have to. I want to pass it on to the young people. You know, I've seen so many of my peers leave. So I'm passing it on to the young people. The baton. We got to hold on to the baton without greasy hands. And let me say this one last time. We got to support this theater. If we don't support this theater, we're going to lose it. We're going to lose it.
Can you tell us how to get tickets? How do I get tickets?
You can get tickets. You can come there at the place. We still have tickets available. Or you can call 310-226-6198 and just let us know, and we'll leave a ticket on wheel call for you. Or you can go to the givingbackcorporation.com.
Okay.
And you can order tickets that way.
All right. Tony, can you show that video, that shot for just a second there? Number 48. This is just an idea. There you go. Thank you, sir. That's the information that he's putting out, that Ken's been putting out. People, all the information you need is right there. Please, this is a good one. Don't miss this one.
It's a good
lot
one.
of fun.
It's a good one. Very rarely do you see our children giving back in such a way like this here. Yes. Very rarely.
Ken, well, thank you very much for being here today to continue the marvelous work that you've done over the years for minority guys and girls to help them grow up and become top quality professionals. Please, one more time about this stellar event. Give me the telephone number. Please give me that telephone number one more time.
Telephone number, please call 310-226-6198. And you can get all the information, and I will call you back. I will call you back.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Our pleasure. We here at the Actors Choice, we say to you, ladies and gentlemen, be there or be square.
Thank you.
Ken Sagoes.
Love you, man. Love all of you.
Anytime. I want to thank our sponsors, Harvey Brandman Photography as an Art, Ron Irwin's Lose Life, The Way to Lose Weight, Larry Buford's book To the Future, Time Travel, Message in a Capsule, State Farm agent Carla Green, and veteran actor Rob Brownstein's Actor Training School and Actors Space. Much thanks to our guest today, producer, writer, director Nikki Hevesy, actress, producer, director Rachael Meyers, actor, producer, second unit director Bryan McKinley, and actor, writer, producer Ken Sagoes. And of course, special thanks to our ever-growing audience. Be well. See you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.